y'all doing?
Hi, thank you for stopping by. Welcome to
That beautiful noise.
Clink.
Ah, and I'm taking me a sip of this ice cold agua.
Yes. So, welcome to Clink, the recap. We are recapping Love and Marriage Detroit on OWN. Okay. And
Episode
number 8.
Mhm.
And we thank you for stopping by. And we gotta do our spiel. Go ahead and click that like, that comment, and subscribe. Okay. And
Share.
yes, share please. How are you liking it? I know we ask this every week.
Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it?
What about you? Are you liking it? You loving it? It's mid. It's not. It's low grade. What?
We would love to hear your comments. So leave us a comment or either contact us at allthingscamk@gmail.com and let us know what you're thinking. We would love to hear from you. And we will respond in a timely fashion.
Yes, and we already hearing from people like saying that they're not liking it.
Some people said it slowed down a little bit.
Yeah. But again, we're gonna stick it out. We're gonna stick it out, okay, y'all. So we're gonna go into this recap. Hey. All right, Love and Marriage Detroit, episode 8. My apologies, y'all, because I'm still getting over something. So I missed the first 15 minutes. So Cam is gonna recap us on that.
Oh, put me on the spot. Why not you? Okay, well, as we know, in the previous episode, we still have the drama going on with Christine and Dr. Toya, that little titty thing that they had going on because Dr. Toya is starting to notice that Christine is not always telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So when it opens up in episode 8, Christine and Dr. Toya, they're talking to each other at the
Shut up and pray
brunch. Which seemed to go off without a hitch. Again, the speaker that she had there was fire. But Dr. Toya was feeling in her spirit a little conviction, and she just wanted to clear the air because she's a peaceful person. So her and Christine are talking, and she's telling Christine her concerns. And Christine, once again, she gets that high-pitched voice, and she's like, yeah, I just feel like don't come for me in my event. I don't want to talk about this right now. She is being very dismissive. Mm-hmm. And Toya is, this is the first time I've seen Toya's face kind of toe up. Her face was a little toe up in this episode. She was like, girl, don't make me get with you.
Really?
Okay. She didn't say it, but her face did. I just wanted it to come out her mouth, but it didn't. But so,
I just want to say, like in the confessionals, I'm like, okay, Dr. Toya, you know how she all made up and stuff.
I'm like, okay, who beat that face? Right. I didn't see not one freckle. Because your freckles are
right, your freckles are
I ain't seen not one freckle, honey. They did that. Okay, but so Kobe comes up because she's looking like, okay, whoa, they've been up here for a long time, and she can see from across the room that Toya and Christine are having some words back and forth. Okay. She can see their body language. Mm-hmm. So she walks up, and again, Christina dismisses and says, hey, we'll talk about this later. And Kobe says, okay, y'all, we need to sit down and, get this together. So Christina is still upset, but she's still avoiding the truth.
Yeah.
What do you think about her and her avoidance tactics?
It's even though we're 8 episodes in, but it's really getting old.
Yeah.
It's getting old.
It is. So Kobe tries to calm both of them down, and then it flashes.
Kobe trying to be the peacemaker in this.
Right. She's like, woo! Because, Kobe trying to keep herself cool anyway, because, she was clapping back in the last episode. She was really upset, but they have reconciled. So, so then it flashes to the confessional where Dr. Toya says about going to the trip to Traverse City. Her and Anthony are hoping that, everything goes well and that they can get these friendships back on track.
Okay. Well, it was kind of like a double thing because when they're there for business too. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, okay. No, you can say it now, honey. Latoya and Anthony they do handle their business.
They do.
That. So it was a double trip. It was like, let's have a little bit of business and a little bit of pleasure. So it was that. Okay. They were going there to Dr. Toya and Anthony, they have a business venture, with their wine opulence. And so they were going to see the lady at the winery to
Chateau Chantal. And that's a very nice place in Traverse City. I've heard about it. Yeah, I've heard about it, and I'm gonna make a trip out there.
Clink might go there. One day soon. Maybe for the first of the year. That would be kind of cool.
That would be dope.
Okay, and so we get to Traverse City. They all get on the bus, and I like the way they kind of broke the ice while they were traveling on the Sprinter. They played a game.
Oh, really? What game?
And it was a black-owned game. What was the name of that guy?
It was like a card.
It's called Out of Bounds.
Out of Bounds?
It's called Out of Bounds, and it was the black version of something. They always say we make the black version. So they played the game Out of Bounds, and they invited Bravo and his wife Lakita along on the trip. So I thought that was good. I was like, okay, add another couple to the mix. A couple that's haven't been so much in the mix that they can be kind of not taking sides. They're very neutral.
Yeah, I mean, normally, like with these reality shows, they do have like the main cast and then like the friends of.
So they're kind of putting Bravo in the mix, but they kind of need to because he is being involved in their business venture with the whole showcase. Okay, so they arrive at a beautiful Airbnb, and everybody is happy with the accommodations. So
kind of Chateau Chantal, they have rooms, so they
they separate from the vineyard. It's not the same. The vineyard is separate.
So they did a Airbnb. Okay.
Because later on in the show, they met them at the chateau later on as we move forward.
Okay.
So I was glad to see Bravo and Key. They brought like a different kind of energy.
Yeah, different vibe.
So Christine and
what?
Brandon, they're talking in their room, trying to prep themselves for what they think everyone else is going to talk about. Because Christine's like, I feel like they're ganging up on me, and Brandon also is like, I feel like I have a target on my back. I need a little water. I'm a little thirsty today.
Okay, I think I saw that when they were in their room talking about that. Because were they getting ready for dinner at this point? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
trying to strategize.
Right, because they always think that people was just out to get them,
and that's so weird to me.
Yeah, why would you live in negativity like that?
Why would you go somewhere with friends that aren't friends? You keep saying they're your friends, and then you keep saying they're jealous, and then and that's weird. I wouldn't want to be around people like that.
Exactly.
And I don't give a damn about a showcase, no money. Right. If I don't like you and I don't trust you, I'm not gonna be around you.
Why would you?
That was weird.
Yes.
So So Kobe and Russell talk as well, and Kobe, she's like, they're having couple talk while they're cooking dinner. They said Russ could burn, honey. They said Russ was in that kitchen throwing down.
That's what they said. Oh, girl, but pause. How is it? It must be so nice to have a man that can cook. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not a requirement for me, but it's just icing on the cake. Do something little now and then.
All the little tools that the men can pull out of their belts is a nice, but to be able to cook, yes, that's so wonderful. It's a blessing and a curse because I had somebody cook for me and I gained like 50 pounds.
Really?
Okay, but he can cook though.
He
too well.
What was this last summer? he did a nice gesture. He cooked dinner for me, him, his son. And girl, that chicken breast was so damn thick. It looked like it had a BBL. Girl, I was like, I mean, I powered through. I did. It wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. But it was thick. I was like, babe, you could have, butterflied it. But he, didn't know about it.
But he did a good job, though. But he cooked, though.
He cooked. I appreciate that.
And he showed you the love. He put love in his cooking. But at least he seasoned it right.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
it wasn't bland.
You can work through that.
Yeah.
So
yes.
We have at the dinner table, Brandon officially apologizes to Kobe about his behavior and the things.
I did see it at this point. So I know LaToya started out with the conversation because she wanted to hash everything out, right? She was like, "Look, we just want to put everything out on the table. She want everything to be hashed out." And like you said, Brandon, he apologizes. But then, see, and it's like that two-faced stuff. It's like, he apologizes. It's like he say one thing in front of the people, but in his confessional, It's like totally like it's just the opposite.
Right. And it's like, and as adults, why don't we just tell people how we really feel and what we're thinking instead of playing the game tit for tat? Because it's a song from back in the day. Don't ask my neighbor. Don't ask the friends that I hang around. Yeah. So Christine talks about.
Wait, Kobe. Kobe accepts the apology, but she's saying that the trust is broken. And Brandon says he will, I'm just paraphrasing, that he will, try to work on regaining the trust.
Rebuilding it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Christine talks about her and Latoya's exchange.
Yeah.
And Latoya says to her, I felt like you were coming for me, and you were talking very negatively, so that's why we're having this conversation now. But all this is stemming from the conversation that you said that you had with Brittany about my husband. Yeah. Oh, these women ain't playing about their husbands. You don't play about your husband. I ain't mad, girl. Yeah. But then Anthony, though.
We need to get him a name. Anthony. So Anthony, okay, so they're going like back and forth about, what happened, what was said, what wasn't said.
And then Christine kept saying over and over that Brittany said, and Brittany said, and Brittany
she was standing 10 toes down in
and that. Brittany mentioned Russ and Kobe, and she didn't know why.
Right.
Like, girl,
and then Anthony was like, you know what? Let's call her. Let's call her right now.
Let's call her. And then Christine gets to looking like a deer.
She did. She's like
I was like, no.
He calls Brittany, put her on speaker, let her know, like, you on speaker, and everybody's around, and Cam and I were talking. We remember saying that we kind of felt like he was kind of like leading her.
He was very evasive. Yeah. I just wish he would have asked her a whole question and she gave him a whole answer. Nobody ever said what was said. It was like, did they allude to what do you think? It was never a clear, concise question or a clear, concise answer.
But she did corroborate Anthony's story, though. That she did. She did say, Russell and Kobe, they were never mentioned, right? And she even said that with her meeting with Christina, a couple episodes back.
Yeah, and we can't understand why Christina keeps trying to insert Kobe and Russell. What do you? I think it's kind of like she's trying to get allies. Well, they was talking about both of us. She was talking about both of us, but B wasn't even the type of person to be talking about anybody. She about her business and her bread. Yeah. She don't care about y'all. She's trying to get her bread and live a peaceable life, because in that industry, you have to have a lot of friends and they might not always like each other.
Right. So, they were kind of like, after the phone call ends with Britt, they were, kind of like getting into a little bit. And Russell was like, we need to come, let's pray.
and then Brandon said that he didn't say anything in the past about, what's her name? Brittany. Yeah. And Anthony, for whatever reason, is so upset. He's like, you just keep lying. I'm like, why are you that mad if he did say said?
I think what I'm gathered from, I think he's upset because how he's putting it, he keeps saying, I don't know, he kind of like making himself like bigger than he really is to you? Because Anthony. Because he was like, because she on, that's my team. That's my team.
Okay, first of all, let's go back. I know who your wife is and what she does. I know who Brandon is and what he does. I'm still.
We know who Bravo is and what he does.
But I'm kind of confused about Anthony. What your name starting to sound like Timothy? They both, Tommy and Anthony, do both end with a Y, because Tommy didn't have no job, and it seems like you don't have a job either. It seems more like he's trying to figure out how to get paid for connecting people or knowing people of affluence.
He has a production company.
Doing what? Okay. Who you produce?
I don't know, but he has a production company.
I have one too. And
I'm not going to say he don't have no money, because...
I'm not saying he didn't have money.
Okay.
I was just saying that we don't really know what he does to get his money, other than...
But I think
his business ventures.
But the whole thing with, because he was like, because Brittany's on my team, that's my people, and
that's my PR person.
I don't want nobody like lying on her, because he felt like, if you lying on her saying things, then how can I trust you and do business with you?
But then we go back to that behind the scenes talk where Brandon says he doesn't trust Anthony and he doesn't really like Anthony.
Right. After all of that at the table and then the confessional, I'm like,
so y'all done prayed and said hallelujah, shana na na na, and then don't pray, and that's not how you feel. I would rather you walk away, because now you playing games, including the Lord.
Right. So it's like, yeah.
And again, Christina, she still does not take ownership of anything that she says, or she doesn't provide any clarity on anything.
Yeah.
And Kobe and her husband, Kobe and Russell, they like confused. They, at this point, a lot of people are starting to say, well, who are we supposed to believe? Because right now it's just a bunch of mess.
Exactly. So we day 2. So Bravo, was he talking to his wife? Because he said he think that Brittany was lying, trying to cover for Anthony. That's what he thinks. I was like, wow. So who knows? Do we really know?
No.
Do we really know?
All we know is Brandon keeps saying that he has a beef with Anthony and LaToya, a silent beef, and he's telling Christine she got a target on your back and he got a target on mine. But my thing is, why won't the 4 of you sit down and have this conversation? I think some things need to just be hashed out between the people who have the problem with each other, instead of everybody having an audience.
Yeah,
because it's not resolving.
This can be like one of those storylines that they're just trying to. I don't know if it was created or they're trying to, make it seem like it's.
And then at the end we come together.
Right, exactly. So who knows? So Christina said that Christina and Brandon, they're outside, having they weren't eating, they were just outside.
They were with the Bible.
Yeah. Right,
trying to pray in the morning.
Girl.
Shut up and pray and then gossip.
Right.
So her lunch maybe should have been shut up and pray and then gossip on the side when you think ain't nobody here. Listen.
Right. So Christina's telling her husband, she says she still doesn't have clarity with Anthony. And Brandon piggybacks and agrees with her
because they're the victims together. Team victim.
Yeah, right. So while they were discussing what happened at the dinner the night before, Brandon and not Brandon, but Anthony and Dr. Toya goes to the take the tour of the winery because they're thinking about striking a deal with the winery.
See what their options are.
So they were doing that, and then the other group, they were on their way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they were all in the van, and
they were eating leftovers.
They were kind of like
they was throwing down.
They were all in that plate.
I was like, Russell, can you come? Shoot.
They said they were hungry. They didn't have breakfast yet, right?
If they said Russell cooked breakfast and leftovers from the night. Food is good when you eat the leftovers in the morning from the night before. Yes, so are we seeing a restaurant come out of you, Russell? A healthy restaurant adventure? I mean, what you trying to say?
Right. First, better than the gym. Yeah. But so they're all in the van, and they're talking about what happened the night before, and they're still they're all saying like, was it? I'm still confused. I mean, Kobe and Russell was saying it, and the other couples, Bravo, his wife, and Brandon.
Well, since they have the winery and the pretty house, I just was expecting for Ayanna Van Zandt to just jump out and be like, I am here to help you. Because it seems like right now they need Ayanna. Ayanna, where you at? You on the OWN network. Maybe you need to trickle into this show. Because
her daughter passed.
No.
Her daughter, she had another tragedy. Yeah.
How did she pass?
Anyway,
sorry.
Because you just brought that up. So just prayers for her.
Prayers for Ayanna.
Yeah. But yeah. So did you have anything about them on the bus?
They seemed like they was having a good time on the bus. They were trying to hurry up and get their eat on before they got to that winery and started getting their drink on.
Yeah, and then Christina was still saying, she said, I still need clarity from Toya. So
yeah,
girl, I don't get it.
You need clarity with yourself. Stop lying.
Oh, girl.
Okay,
I had this in my notes. So So when they get out the bus and they meet Brandon, Dr. Toya and Anthony, the whole seating arrangements, girl. Who said that? You're over here,
Toya.
Kobe.
You're over here. she like keep the liar over there.
Right. I was like, wow, that was something.
She did kind of, but I can see how she could have felt that way.
Like,
but
you over here.
But you already said you don't like her and you don't want to be around her. So maybe from your lips to God's ears to her ears, she probably felt in her spirit. She said that little lying ass over there. But I also Brandon keeps saying that he doesn't want to resolve anything with Anthony, and it's like you have power in your words, and they go back to the same conversation about being targeted by Anthony and Toya.
Is it
against
them? Are they the Harrises?
I think they're Harris. Okay, or it's Russell Harris.
Oh, I think it's Russell and Kobe Harris
and
Thompson.
Yes, yeah. we get the names together, y'all. But I don't understand that. So Kobe. So I really loved how Kobe jumped in at the vineyard. They're sitting there. All of them were teasing Brandon, saying that he a lightweight, that he can't drink.
Well, it was his own right, girl. But I kind of felt a certain kind of way. I'm like
they were talking to him like he was a child.
Because like he was a child. Like,
no, you know better, Brandon.
No, don't be. I'm like, girl.
She don't know how to talk to people. Nobody.
I was like, oh my God. He's just sitting down there like.
She lucky y'all ain't got no ratchet friends because she would get snatched. But,
Right. But go ahead. I think you were talking about how Kobe said she wanted to work with Dr. Toya.
I loved how when they were at the vineyard, because Kobe listens, and she said, okay, that Toya don't know nothing about no content or anything like that.
Media
so she took her hand and showed her how to do it and helped her create content.
Yes.
And that's what friends do. You're there for each other, you support each other. And I thought that was really big of her. And I was glad that Christina didn't come and bring her ass.
I know, girl. I was just waiting for her to say something.
I can help you. No, you weren't trying to help. Go over there, babysit your husband.
Right.
Like you do so well. And that's another thing. When you have a husband or a man and you're constantly up under them, that's what'll push them away from you, because it's like, damn, can I breathe?
Yep.
I know we said from death do us part, or we're in a committed relationship, but damn, I can't breathe.
Right. But yeah, I like that too. I like how they are, they're friends. They still can collaborate. Like you said, she's helping her, bring her business to light, to people on social media. And I did like that one move when she showed her hand on the grape. I did like that. All
right, we can be a little artistic.
Right.
So I admire that, because we should. That was a productive trip, because the whole thing is when we're around each other, we want to learn from each other. Because I'm not no social media person. I'm just gonna put my hand up like that.
Yeah, I have to get on this and like share the pot.
She's like share, and I be like, but I'm getting better because I didn't know how. But sometimes you have to give people responsibility and show them. So I'm getting better though. So I really like that. I was like, all right, sisters, yes, because it works for us.
So okay.
No, so what do you think about when they got back?
I'm talking about were they at the boat right now?
Yeah.
So that they split up. So Christina said, I'm gonna make a point to sit next to Toya. Mm-hmm. So on the boat, she did. So and then the guys, they stayed on shore to play football.
Football in the sand. It looked kind of cold out there. I wish everybody looked like they needed a jacket on, but I know.
So yeah, so the women they talked, and to be honest, I forgot what they talked about. I don't.
They were just talking about the boat and just girly stuff on the boat. They really didn't have a very intense conversation. They didn't talk about anything. Sometimes you just got to be in the moment and just enjoy being in the moment. They were enjoying the moment.
Yeah, because what they really focused on were the men's conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, child, I can't. The men, so they talking about the showcase, and Brandon, he's so. I told you from the beginning. Brandon is messy. Brandon is messy. So he was saying how my boy Larique gonna come through with it. And then that's what Anthony said. So Brandon was like, Larique. He was like, we don't get along. He's like, but that's my people. That's my people, my team.
his team again.
But I'm like, he knew. He knew that. I'm like, that was just petty and messy. Anthony is messy.
But with Anthony, you got a little too close to them fingers. See, if you was doing that because you felt like Brandon was light skinned and he wasn't gonna tag
and he got a special half on his side, like
But he was too close, and
he
was
moving
your hand a little bit too close to my face. No.
He was close.
He was doing too much time. I need you to look me in my eyes. I need for you to have a breath mint while you that close. So I hope you didn't eat no garlic that morning because he was like all in his face.
Yeah, because they got into it because Brandon, he wanted like really put his foot down, like no, he's not gonna be in my showcase. And he was like, no, he was like, he is. Yeah. Again,
and Russell and Bravo was standing back like
right.
Like tennis. So it got to be really intense, and there was no resolution. They went back and forth, and we have a cliffhanger because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So yeah, that was what.
Oh, I was just gonna say the reason why, because Brandon did say that he didn't like LaRique because LaRique stealing his clients.
Yeah, but LaRique seeing the thing is another reason, but. Yeah. If that's what Brandon says, we have to take his word for it, right?
Yeah. So Bravo says they have to address the elephant in the room, which is the tension between Anthony and Brandon.
Yeah.
And at this point, nobody resolved the issues. Nobody got clarity. So it's going to linger on to episode number 9.
And we will bring that to you next week. Thank you guys for tuning into this different kind of recap
of Love Marriage Detroit.
Love Marriage Detroit. Go ahead and
like, click, subscribe.
And if you have any suggestions on any shows that you want us to review, we'll take it into consideration. And but yeah, if you have any suggestions, just hit us up on our email address at allthingscampandk@gmail.com. And make sure you tune in
next week and like and share with your friends. You got friends in town, out of town, like and share our stuff.
All right, y'all. So
until next time,
has been another episode of
And I'm Pam, and that is my sister girl.
Okay, y'all.
And we're out.
Bye.
Bye.